It is Dan, David. I work for the Lobby Observer.
And we'd just like to inform you of the satirical nature of the following piece you're about to watch. We originally created the video with the intent of forming our own social commentary on some of the problems we see in today's society. In particular, the tendency of the public to sort of blindly follow the media without question.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of interviews in the video, and they're not scripted or anything. We just we'd ask someone a question and get kind of their candid response to it, and it's just kind of really our attempt to expose, these people didn't know that there's no actual rise in gang violence in Westborough, and it's just kind of, we're just kind of pointing that out, that don't always believe the media. And so yeah, that's really just the gist of our video. There is no rise in gang violence. But yeah, we hope you enjoy it.
Good evening. Welcome to the 508 with David Tubman. I am David Tubman. Breaking news tonight as a woman from China gives birth to an octopus. Conflicting reports suggest that the woman herself is in fact an octopus. That story and more coming up. In local news, the town of Westborough faces a terrifying rise in gang violence. The following cell phone video was taken last week and submitted to a local law enforcement agency as an indicator of the kind of activity with which the city is dealing. A shocking eyewitness account of a local carjacking. Now we head to the field with Dan Terry for more on this chilling story.
Thank you, David. Hi, I'm Dan Terry for the Lobby Observer. In recent weeks, a dark cloud has formed over Westborough, a cloud in the shape of gang violence. I'm here in downtown Westborough, where gang violence has affected the city in more ways than one can count. I caught up with a few concerned citizens to get their opinions on the controversial matter.
Hi, I'm here with the concerned Westborough family. What are your thoughts on the rise in gang violence in cities such as Westborough?
Well, I have some ideas, but I think I'll let our son go first, and then I'll talk.
Well, I think that sometimes it's hard for people to notice because it starts out just like a regular clique, and then they start throwing insults around, and then it might start getting more physical, and that's basically how a gang starts.
Well, it's a little bit unsettling, actually. It's kind of disturbing to think about that happening in my town. I love living here, and the idea of having to watch my back and having to look over my shoulder, that's not good.
Well, obviously I work for the town, and it's a pretty serious situation, I would say. In mostly all cities and towns now, it's getting out totally out of hand. And,
Very true.
Yeah, it's got to be something's going to be implemented pretty soon, But I would say that you got to take a real strong hold on this because it's just too much violence.
Way too much violence.
I think there should be, if there's going to be more gang violence here in Westborough, they should do something about that. That's why they won't have so many gang violence around here. If they have the kids or the young adults of today, give them something to do instead of hanging around, not actually hanging around, but doing something like extra activities after the school.
And being that it's Christmas, I sort of say to myself, well, how would Jesus handle that? I suppose having all this fear is probably not the way to go. I know he wouldn't be afraid.
I know I live in Oxbridge, and we have a fair share, a lot of vandalism.
I can imagine.
And a lot of house breaks in the middle of the night, actually kicking people's doors in, and baseball bats, clubs, and they'll get you while you're sleeping.
I hate gang violence a lot.
You heard it from her.
They want to have a chance to show off their skills, so sometimes say, I've got so much good muscle here, I'm just gonna punch this kid. See how much muscle I've got? That's kind of sometimes the stuff that may happen.
Muscle's bad. Okay.
I haven't noticed it. I didn't know that any rise in gang violence. But if it is, I'm against it. I'm against gang violence.
Aren't we all?
Right.
I am here with Officer Dapolite. What do you think about the rise in gang violence here in Westborough?
There is no rise in gang violence.
I think the following video would beg to differ.
Go, I'm rolling, go. Do it. That's not gang violence.
Well, that's not true. I'd say it's gang violence. I literally hit him, so.
No, that's just you punching Tubbs. That's not gang violence.
Well, debatable. So, yeah. Well.
No.
David, it is clear that citizens here are extremely concerned about the increase in violent activities among gangs, and are also hoping that police officers here can quickly deter the rise. David, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Dan. An eye-opening story. We all hope for the best, and that is resolved soon. So tell me, what do you think law enforcement can do in problems such as this?
I'm not quite sure, David, but I definitely think some sting operations are in order, and perhaps some raids, and maybe even. Well, those are all the police terms I really know, but definitely should use some of those.
A bold strategy. What do you think is the main contributing factor to problems such as this in towns like Westborough?
Well, I'm not familiar with all the contributing factors, David, but video games is definitely a major concern. Violent video games are, I mean, we're seeing them everywhere now. Games like, Mortal Kombat and Tekken, and we've had a lot of complaints about Pac-Man. In fact, it's the eating. I mean, that's more cannibalistic than anything, but definitely still not values we want our children learning, David.
Very good. What do you think parents can do to keep their children out of situations such as these?
Well, obviously, David, a lot of parents can limit the amount of exposure their children have to say, violent video games or violent movies or television shows. But in my personal opinion, I think children should just be sheltered from society. Society is obviously what influences the violent behavior in general. And I mean, if a child isn't a part of a society, so to speak, they obviously can't participate in societal threats such as gang violence. So definitely seclude all children from all other members of society. I would say that'd be my personal advice. I'm not a father, but if I was, I feel that would be the wisest route to take, David.
An excellent thesis. And have you personally witnessed any acts of gang violence?
Have I personally? No, I haven't actually seen anything myself, David. Nor have anyone I've spoken to, actually. But no, there are a lot of very, very startling, shocking, very eye-opening rumors going around about gang violence. I mean, the gossip mills here are turning at full speed, David. There's a lot of talk. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of stories I've heard that would rattle the cage, so to speak, of a lot of parents, I believe.
Truly a shocking matter. Thank you, Dan.
No, thank you, David.
You're welcome, Dan. In other news, a Worcester man was caught smuggling an entire 2-ounce bag of candy into a local movie theater. Butterfingers. Who likes Butterfingers? That story and more after these messages.